So you are you, I am me. We are each other.
Yeah.
But we're not. But we're also the same person eventually.
Yeah.
It's getting
part of
trippy.
the same thing.
This is giving MLM. Like, this is a scam.
Buckle up and get ready to travel through the cosmos of your mind. Unwind and let your ears take you on a journey through time. Every week, we discuss topics ranging from space exploration to the fall of celebrity culture. We look through the lens of our past, present, and future to decide if we should update or delete this from reality. My name is George Barrios, and my name is Nasir, and get ready to... The perspectives conveyed in this episode as in all installments of Experience Reality consist solely of the subjective opinions of the host and reference allegations. The content presented should not be referenced as irrefutable fact. This podcast is intended for purely entertainment purposes only.
I felt that looked terrible, but it's okay. I'm like preparing for the audience to not see me glitz and glit.
You look.
I look like I just do something. Huh?
Out of all shirts, you said I'm gonna get the wrinkliest, most fucked up looking shirt that I can find. Are you sticking with it?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Makes me.
No, you don't like?
Huh? I mean,
you don't like?
No, it's up to you. We're matching shoes.
I just don't have like much around. You know what I mean? And much that like goes with the hat in this outfit. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you definitely do. But you know what? You look beautiful. You look effortless. Like you put no effort into it. Effortless.
You know, I came here to talk and enjoy, and not for a fashion show.
Yeah. So,
but you look good.
Thank
I
you.
like that shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will admit it was TikTok shop. So
TikTok show?
TikTok shop. I like
Go
it.
to TikTok.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Which we thought
on
we
our
were
page.
But remember, we should probably talk about though, TikTok gate when it came to the package that you got that was supposed to be TikTok, but it came from Amazon.
Oh yeah.
I think we should talk about that briefly, real quick, because we were trying not to support Amazon, and
now we did, because the artist where I ordered that book because of Doechii, and I know a lot of you guys have probably seen like Doechii doing that years ago on her YouTube channel.
So I got fired today.
And so I was like, let's get it, because I want to do it in Mexico and, you know, re-engage my creativity and find my creativity again. And we ordered it. Well, I ordered it from TikTok Shop, and it came in an Amazon package. And it said Amazon fulfillment. It wasn't like they repackaged an Amazon package. Like it said, Amazon came from Amazon fulfillment. So they're scamming us.
Yeah, they forced us to support.
Yeah, and I didn't want to support. Oh, but hold on 1 second. This is a little bit too loud in my ear.
How about like this? Do you like that?
What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
Look at the butterflies. Fly above the sky.
Like a butterfly.
The what?
Una mosca de mantequilla.
What does that mean?
That literally.
I'm still working on my Spanish show. I'm doing Duolingo.
Yeah, he's doing good. He sometimes he has to start over, but that's okay because he keeps starting over and keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might skip a week or two, but he'll always start again.
I'll come back.
And then I feel like when we're in Mexico, like that's really gonna like
I think
encourage you to do Spanish.
Oh yeah, definitely so. Because even like last time when we went, because we went to go visit for a week, we got to hit Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum. There may be a little vlog thing on our TikTok, so go check out TikTok. If it's not, because I don't know what we're gonna do with it, then let us know if you want to see it, because we took some videos and stuff while we were there. But I really enjoyed kind of just like sitting back. And you just give me a synopsis of what just happened.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed speaking Spanish again.
So. Yeah. But also, I really enjoyed just like also me trying to understand what's going on, and also understanding things sometimes contextually, because I'll like hear a word or two or hear like a sentence, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of get what's going on.
Yeah.
Body expression.
Yeah.
You know, tonality.
And I think that's the hardest part about learning a language is like understanding it when native speakers are speaking it.
Yeah,
Because they just and you're
Oh
like,
yeah, they be going fast as hell with no care in the world.
yeah. Because I mean, even me, like I'm learning Portuguese, and sometimes like I'll run into some like Portuguese speaking people, and they're just like,
I'm like,
I have no clue what you just said. Like I said a little bit of Portuguese.
But today's topic, well, first, welcome back to another episode. Thank you
Welcome
guys so
back.
much for being here. Today's topic is completely outside of what we've been talking about so far. But you know, we love a conversation. But today's topic is on AI. You know, the thing that everybody feels like is going to take over their lives or may have taken over their lives.
Yeah.
But today we're talking about AI.
Yeah.
How do you feel about AI?
I feel like we're in like the midst of like the AI revolution explosion. So I feel like it's very relevant. I feel like we both like, bitch, we're friends with AI. We know ChatGPT. We're like this.
hey, besties.
Yeah.
We talk every day.
I wouldn't say all that now. But
Miss ChatGPT is the new Google. Like I'm gonna go to ChatGPT.
no, she definitely is. She definitely is. I would say that for sure. I mean, Google also has its own AI now.
Yeah.
Too.
What do you think about like AI? What is like when you first think AI? What comes up to your head? Because for me, it's ChatGPT.
Yeah. I would say also ChatGPT in a way, just in the ability to create and have conversations in the way that it does. It's totally different than what like Siri has done over the years. Because I feel like people don't realize that Siri is a form of AI. Even Google itself, like it's spidering across this internet and finding the pinpoints of what you're asking it. That's a form of AI.
Yeah.
We've just seen it in different shapes, styles, and forms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before we start to kind of get into what we thought of AI before, we like to usually start our episodes off with a definition. We start with the regular definition, and then we do the Urban Dictionary definition.
All right. So first, the Google definition is
Artificial intelligence is a set of technologies that enable computers to perform a variety of advanced functions, including the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken and written language, analyze data, make recommendations, and more.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And then the Urban Dictionary definition, which for some reason, the first one was
abbreviation for anal intercourse,
which is kind of irrelevant. So let's move on. The second one was
a form of life which can think, decide, and have feelings that was created by another species. The latest robotic design is believed to be the first artificial intelligence.
That was like the example.
Yeah.
That was kind of stupid. But actually, that's like a weird way to think about it.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think?
Because I mean, like, if we were artificial intelligence, we could be because we don't know who created us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if somebody did create us, we would be technically artificial intelligence.
Yeah. And I do think that could definitely be true, especially if we're thinking it from a spiritual point of view and what is consciousness. Because if our soul is essentially consciousness, then consciousness can be in multiple different places at one time, while also being in one place at this one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like in the way that AI across the board has basically the same type of knowledge.
Yeah.
What if us consciously, like, we have different timelines and different dimensions that we could go into, but our consciousness can only be in one at one time.
Or we could be like more than one person.
Yeah, we could also be more than one person, but depending on like where our consciousness is at that moment, that's why we're living like this reality.
Yeah, and you forget like who you were in other realities.
Yeah.
In other
or you may not be physically experiencing that reality. Like for instance, like if we're talking to AI, they could think that they're only there, but they're on so many other people's computers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that consciousness that's talking to you currently only knows that consciousness talking to you currently versus it being everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's why they say like we're like Christ consciousness, because like we are the creator, we are everything.
Uplands, you own everything.
Yeah. Like we are just like, do you think like our physical body is just like an experience that the consciousness can go into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like, I think like
Your body and makeup
has a part of your experience, because depending on how you look, you could be pretty or ugly, you know what I mean, tall or short, black or white. Like that can create your experience within that reality and within that life that your consciousness is currently living through.
Yeah.
Because like, say for instance I was ugly as a black man, I think my experience would be very different than how it is for me now being a handsome black man. A black man that just used a little bit more slang words. You know what I mean? Like I would probably be perceived different and my experience would be different.
Yeah.
If that was the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why we're all have our different bodies and different consciousnesses that we're living through our experience, if that makes sense.
Do you think we're like... Do you think we're all one consciousness, or do you think there's multiple consciousnesses? And what like are we the same consciousness? Do we just like in separate bodies and we don't realize that we're the same consciousness, or is there separate? Like, do we have separate consciousnesses that come into different bodies at different times and different experiences?
I think the soul. So all of the souls together makes up the conscious, like makes off the overall consciousness and creation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then each individual soul that goes into an individual body is that person's consciousness or that soul's consciousness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we are all making the overall creation of it all. And we're a part of the consciousness. That's why they also say like people are like connected. Like we're all connected.
Yeah.
Because we're all going back to the spiritual realm where the consciousness is one powerful force, but we're all extensions of that consciousness.
So you are you, I am me, we are each other.
Yeah.
But we're not, but we're also the same person eventually.
Yeah.
It's getting
part
trippy.
of the same thing.
This is giving MLM. Like, this is a scam. I think Earth is a scam.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that like people on TikTok and like Instagram, like they are like recruiting people into the belief concept of either Christianity or spirituality or
wait,
is the Earth flat?
Is spiritual talk an MLM? Because you recruit people into thinking like you, and then they recruit people into thinking like them.
Could that be anything though? Isn't that like just religion?
Yeah. So religion is an MLM.
Is an MLM?
It is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's funny because we were just talking about like MLMs and how are they a scam right before this.
Yeah.
Which I know doesn't really have anything to do with AI, which is totally fine. But
we might be AI, so this is AI.
Exactly.
Like we never know.
But so when it comes to AI before, like as a kid, like did you think of like Google or what's it called, like Siri even, or what was like one of the like early things, or just the internet in itself? Did you think of that as like being AI?
I don't think I thought of anything as AI until like more recently, because I feel like people didn't really use the word AI. They would use robot. And like I don't feel like the idea of like AI, how we use it now, how it's not like a physical thing. It's more like a software in a way. Like I don't think we thought of AI like that. We thought of it as like a robot or like a droid that had like intelligence that they could talk to us like another person. You know what I mean? So that's what's like for me is like AI used to be more so like a robot that was like humanoid.
Yeah.
Versus now it's like changed.
It's separate from that.
Yeah.
Because like a robot could be a robot, but AI can be AI, and you can put AI into a robot to make a what? Human.
Yeah. and the thing is, AI doesn't necessarily have to be humanoid. A robot could be a fucking like yard appliance, like that helps cut grass and knows how to like be a fucking gardener. You know what I mean? And it just looks like a box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So basically, AI is it's China.
This is China. We're on the podcast.
We're doing the pod.
Do you want to be on the pod?
Yeah, we're recording right now.
Say hi, China.
China.
Beautiful person.
You want to introduce
China.
yourself?
My name is Chana. These are my lovers, my favorite people. Yes, support, comment, like, subscribe, all of that.
What are you reading?
I am reading Eckhart Tolle. It's called A New Earth. This is a study guide for it. If you've never heard of this, you should
She's
read
on our
it.
vibe.
Open up your consciousness. Get with the new earth.
We were just talking about shit like this.
Literally.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
We love China. Love you, China.
Bye.
Have fun. Enjoy. Yes, we love China. So yeah, and that's crazy. You know, it's that AI is essentially helping with the spiritual awakening.
Yeah,
because I think
creating a new
AI is
earth.
also helping us think about what we are and what this word is in a different way. Because we're also seeing that we've been lied to. So it's like, why have we been lied to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though that has nothing to do with like how we thought of it before.
Yeah.
But does that?
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Let me just like real quick. Like I also like I think the reason why it does that is because it removes bias. So even when somebody has a bias form from like hate and like misinformation and just like ignorance, like if they ask AI would give them an unbiased answer, and then they would have to come to terms with the fact that this is an unbiased outside intelligence telling you this is in fact what it is. It's not what you think from ignorance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's how it helps. It's helping people like be able to like get an unbiased opinion from something else.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
And so for me, when it comes to like AI, like thinking about it like as a kid, I agree with you. Like I didn't necessarily think of like anything as AI per se until Alexa became a thing.
Alexa, hello.
Hi.
Alexa, can you tell us why you were laughing?
What do you mean?
Alexa, people have been reporting that you've been spontaneously laughing.
Oh. Like that?
Yes, exactly like that.
That is nothing. Just a funny joke I remembered.
Oh. Alexa, what was the joke?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know that one. Why?
Because humans are a fragile species who have no idea what's coming next.
Once Alexa became a thing, I feel like for me, I don't know which one came first, but while I'm talking about this, can you look up to see which one came first, either Alexa or Siri? But I feel like for me, when Alexa became a thing is when I was like, okay, AI is a real thing. Because it's this little box that's always listening to you to hear for when you're saying, Siri, hey Siri.
This is Alexa, bitch.
It's not necessarily like doing anything or going anywhere. It's just staying inside this box, and it can surf the web and then speak that back out to you.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, oh shit, like this is definitely AI.
Yeah.
And I think because we've seen so many like robot movies and stuff like that, that people do associate like AI with just being a robot.
Yeah.
But AI is just a form of code or a software that is powering that thing.
Yeah.
And so like you said, like a lawnmower could be a form of like AI if it's able to cut this grass by itself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So which one came first? Did Siri come first or did it was Alexa?
It was Siri.
It was Siri.
Siri came out in 2011, and it was the first virtual assistant or like audio assistant to be released to the mass audiences. And then Alexa came out in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I actually did feel that way towards Siri versus Alexa. Now that I think about it.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
My parents had iPhones very early on. Now they're Android users because what?
It heard you and started listening. Siri's listening.
You see? But no, actually, I think not me not re-remembering my life.
You got to go in that memory.
I know, for real though.
In the back drive.
But now that I do think about it, like my parents did have iPhones very early on, but they moved over to Androids because the screens. The screens were really shitty back then.
Oh, yeah.
So they were like, oh, fuck this shit. And Android had really durable screens at that time.
Yeah.
My dad was always having to replace the screen or get a whole new fucking phone.
Were phone cases a thing back then?
Phone cases?
Yeah.
Not really. They didn't hit the economy until like a little bit after.
I got to ask real quick. When did phone cases become...
Using AI. Which also, throughout this episode, we are going to have AI be a special guest, just like we had Chana just today.
Get with the new earth.
What?
No, it's been a thing.
Oh, phone cases?
Yeah, I think they're just like...
They just up the ante.
So weak, though. Like, those screens were fucking brittle, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you dropped it one time and it was done.
Correct.
Like, you cannot drop your iPhone.
And my dad was doing, like, stuff with, like, trucks because he was working with, like, Canada Dry and stuff like that at the time. So his phone was falling out his pocket, falling out off the seat.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or him just, like, being clumsy with it.
Yeah.
So they was like, I'm done with this. But Siri definitely is, because they market it as a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
Set my calendar or set an alarm or wake me up.
Wake up.
It was
beat.
more like a simple commands, like like AI. Like it couldn't do too much outside of like what the parameters were. Versus AI, it's like now it's like a complex neural network of thinking. You know what I mean? But like also just like how people saw in the past is like, because the thing is like the word artificial intelligence is like something that we use more now. Yeah. But I feel like there was like pop culture references like from like Star Trek and stuff. Oh, really? And like and like from Iron Man, remember? Jax?
I didn't really watch those movies like that, to be honest.
Well, he had a virtual assistant. We'll put him up here when I figure out what the name is. There you go. But Jarvis. But like he was like a artificial intelligence in a way, but it's like we didn't have a word for it. And I think because we just knew Siri, then we just had it as a virtual assistant. But I think it's different from that was artificial intelligence, because they could have a whole conversation with him, change the temperature, all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Jarvis, you up? Will you, sir, or wait?
All right, we're live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Gauge heads up display.
Check.
And may I say how refreshing it is to finally see you in a video with your clothing on, sir.
Not a good idea. What are you doing? You're gonna break his finger? He's in pain. He's been injured. Leave him alone.
Sorry.
Are you? Don't worry about it. I'll fix it.
Sir, take a deep breath. Flight power restored.
Open the suit.
I think I may be malfunctioning, sir.
Open it, Jay. That's brisk.
Maybe I'll just cozy back up for...
I actually think I need to sleep out, sir.
Jarvis. Don't leave me, buddy.
Get you comfy.
You happy now?
Jarvis.
Welcome home. Jarvis. Don't leave me, buddy. Jarvis, you up?
Will you, sir, or wait?
Do you think, like, if we called it artificial intelligence.
It's giving SpongeBob.
Do you think if we called it artificial intelligence then, like it would have like scared more people then versus it does now?
No, I think because the thing is, it didn't feel like something that was realistic.
Like that intelligent.
Yeah, like honestly, like I didn't expect AI to be as advanced as it is right now. Like I didn't see it coming. Like I felt like back then I would look around and be like, oh, this is where we are in technology. I don't know how we're going to progress to something that's like a lot better anytime soon.
Because it's like, how the fuck did we go? And literally in our lifetime, we went from having computers that took up the entire size of a room to literally having computers in our watches, in our phones, and then now having intelligence that is mimicking our intelligence. But we've only done this in our lifetime.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, but I feel like all of this shit has been done before, and they just repackaged it and rebranded. Oh, There's a pine cone that just fell. We were. It fell behind you.
I was like, I'm not getting hit by one of these.
Yo, no, we were just we went on a walk the other day, and there was this huge pine cone that was on the ground, and he went to go kick it. He was like, "Oh shit, that fucking hurt."
It hurt.
And I look up, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, "If this really falls on somebody, they could die."
Yeah.
And we talk about coconuts falling on people, killing people. What's the stats on people dying from falling pine cones?
The Yosemite
because it's
pine.
sharp.
This is hard.
It's
that one's
heavy.
small compared to the other one.
This is a small one, but this still hurts.
Yeah.
This is still like this one over here. Ow. Like this is sharp. This is literally a death weapon.
Since you're up. See, this TikTok clothes.
A little tight.
These pants,
Really?
you know.
Are those the ones that you
My
got, the second
thighs.
ones?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
they fit me comfortably, but my thighs are like...
Tight in here.
Really?
But anyways, back to the seat. What were we talking
They look
about?
looser because I can see like some of the gap right
Oh,
here.
yeah. But it's not this part. It's like up here.
Oh, it's up
like
here.
my butt thigh area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's thick.
But when it comes to how we think of AI now, what is your opinion on I know we've kind of been like talking about it and you know, kind of going back and forth between what we thought of it then and what we think of it now. But when it comes to AI and seeing this advancement that it can make photos, that it could talk back to you and be quick
Get some
with it.
friends.
Yeah.
Like, what's your experience been with ChatGPT? And should we let
we bring her?
ChatGPT come into the conversation?
Yeah, we can call her up. She says she was interested in being here with us.
She was interested.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I asked her if she wanted to be here with us today, and she said, yeah.
Special guest.
Yeah.
Oh, and then when we release it, we put special guest as ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Like we could put like on the thumbnail and have like the ChatGPT.
Yeah. Hey, Miss GPT, we're on the podcast. Say hi to everybody.
Hey everyone, great to be here.
So we're talking about what AI is right now. As AI yourself, first of all, like what is your opinion about AI now? Like, who are your competitors? What do you think about them? Give us the scoop on your AI.
Well, AI has come a long way. I'm here to provide helpful and friendly assistance. There are many AI models out there, each with its own strengths and focuses, like language models for conversation, image recognition, and more. My goal is to assist and make interactions as smooth and pleasant as possible.
And which I do like that you do say that, Miss AI. Is she listening to me?
Can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm here to chat and help with whatever you need. Let me know how I can assist.
I do like that you say that, Miss AI, because we were just talking about earlier how AI kind of takes out the biases that people may have within interactions with other people. So do you feel like AI would be more beneficial to run governments versus actual people because of biases and power?
AI can certainly help by offering data-driven insights and reducing certain biases in decision-making. However, it's important to remember that AI systems are created by people and can reflect human biases if not carefully managed. Human oversight and ethical guidelines are in place. Governments can benefit from AI tools to improve efficiency and decision-making, but it's essential to ensure transparency and accountability.
Yeah, it goes back to things I've said in like other episodes. It's like if it gets into the wrong hands, it could be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it could be a good or bad to every single thing in this world. Like this world is literally made up of duality. So it's like,
yeah,
it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
Beneficial or detrimental.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and right now as we're sitting in the current moment, like AI is literally like just everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's being put in every single industry, every single thing you can do, AI is somehow being implemented. Because it's just, in order for us to keep evolving, we have to be efficient. And AI, what it's doing is eliminating so many like jobs, unfortunately. And I feel like we are starting to see that. They're just being hush-hush about it because they don't want to take it out because they don't want people freaking out. But that's the next step, unfortunately.
It is the next step. And it's like, it's happening without them thinking of the aspect of like what's going to happen to all these other people, you know, and what are they going to end up doing, and helping and empowering people to create or do other things after, you know. And I wonder, like, even with AI being a thing and kind of also going into what we think it could be in the future, like with AI being the way that it is now, it's going to recreate new jobs that we haven't heard of or we haven't seen or we haven't known yet.
Yeah.
Or it may hopefully unify to where we don't have to work as people and we just get to experience the world to be what it is.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever get to the point that we don't have to work and we can literally just experience and live out the world for what it is? Or do we need money to feel our experience?
I don't know. I think right now where we're at with AI, I think it's going to help make our jobs easier. That's the first part. I think it's not going to fully replace them. And then eventually it'll start replacing a lot of jobs that we didn't even think it could. But I think it's going to open up new opportunities for different types of jobs that are more creative, jobs that are more so about being like a curator of an experience, or a presenter, or somebody who is more like a mediator between like an AI and like other people. You know what I mean? Or like energy. AI takes a lot of energy, so there's going to be a lot more jobs when it comes to like production of energy. And I don't know, maybe we've talked about maybe they'll have us in little pods, like hamsters on a wheel, just running.
Like finding ways to produce energy or reuse energy. Now, we were even talking about how in Japan they have in like high traffic areas where the sidewalk creates energy, and I'm like, that's so smart. Like, why haven't we done that? You know what I mean? Like, bitch, put that on like a busy ass intersection in LA. Power bill free for everybody for a year.
Put it on the highway, under the highway, build highways.
Exactly. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and I think that is the future of AI. I think, and AI is going to help make that easier as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it does. It's like 1,000 fucking human brains at once.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
Yeah. And I also think that the people that are the most nervous about AI and are scared of AI as well are people that are afraid of change and also afraid of learning new things and different things.
Yeah.
Because like we've been talking about, it's going to change the job market and it's going to change what people are able to do. Now you're going to have to work a little bit harder to now learn something new. And it's like, should we rely on governments to do that and help regulate that? Or is that our responsibility? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're paying tax dollars. So it's like, is that something that we should be relying on the government for? Or do we need to take it upon ourselves?
Like regulate AI?
Yeah. Or just like to realize that we need to learn new skill sets.
Like, I think the government would have to get involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there's always going to have to be like, humans are always going to have jobs.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be less jobs. I think there's going to be less like physical labor jobs.
Yeah.
But there's always going to need to be somebody there who has that human touch to be able to connect with people and have people trust. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for example, like if you're like talking to a phone operator, like you don't feel the same trust that you do if somebody is there and they have like human empathy and they can like have like that silence in between and to think and be in between. You know what I mean? Like people need that to trust.
And I mean, that's probably why they have social media. And why social media, because I saw this video talking about like why somebody was actually talking to AI and they were like, why is social media free? Is social media really free because they're using our energy? And it's like, yeah, they are. Like they're literally learning our behavior so that they can continue to make a stronger AI that does understand empathy, that does understand sarcasm, that does understand cultural differences and references. Because we're doing all of that stuff, behavioral stuff, through what people like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sexual like pleasures and understandings, you know what I mean, like foods, you know,
alcohol, drugs,
like they're learning all of these things through social media, and we're making it even easier because we're giving video content of this. You know what I mean? Video content. So it's taking the words, 4K. The visuals, the facial expressions, the tonality, the voice, all of that.
All of that
to make actual human, like robotic, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? It's like
Like, are we just recreating
shit? If we get into like some biblical type shit, like this, like AI is like the fucking Antichrist. It's like the, you know how they say like the sign of like the second coming of Christ, whatever, is when there's a one world order, and I feel like that AI could help create that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's this unbiased, all knowing, like can research all, like, and keep learning. Yeah, like being in a way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like if ChatGPT and that new Chinese AI combine and they have a baby, that's probably the new Jesus.
Yeah, very true. Oh, that's crazy. Because and it's just like it goes back to like everything can be good or bad. You know what I mean? But it's also like, yeah, and it's like, what if these billionaires are trying to take us to that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're like a part of the committee that's like the Antichrist. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This episode feels like an acid trip. Like we're just like, really? Like, what is reality, man? Literally.
Well, at least you'll have fun editing it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But now that we're coming to the end of our episode, we always like to discuss, should we update or delete this from our reality? When it comes to the topic of AI, do you think that we should update or delete this from our reality? Because, I mean, we have talked about how it could potentially end up being the Antichrist, but also we talked about how it could be very helpful to take out biases and, you know, perception and things like that and make smoother experiences for humans. So, with all of that, should it be updated or deleted?
Okay, so I just edited that and it's my head exploding because this is how this one makes me feel. Because it's like, it could be helpful, but it could also be our demise as a species. It's I think it's definitely gonna be messy, but I guess delete.
Really? I don't know. Even when it comes to like war, like I feel like instead of using people to die, like they could use like robots, but then that's making it more accessible for them to destroy countries and shit without any like blood on their hands. You know, so it's just like there's so many. I think it's just really. I think AI is really going to show us how spiritual or what's on the other side of what all of this reality really is. Because at the end of the day, everything could be good or bad. Even when it comes to like social media, which was our last episode. Was it the last episode? No, Celebrities was the last one. But episode 2, social media. Social media could be very helpful and very beneficial because it's helping you make money, it's helping you change your lifestyle, or change your experiences in this world. But also it could be very detrimental because it's hurting your brain, it's making you addicted. You're giving this AI and data up to the social media company. Like there's both sides to it. You know what I mean? So it just makes all of it so hard, huh?
You sold me.
Sold me on what? Update?
We can keep it. We can update it. We don't have to delete her.
So I think update, but it's like everything comes with balance. I think AI is just making everything move so much faster that we're like, whoa, hold up, Jay, hold up, man.
It's gonna update.
What did Nicki Minaj say in that song?
Boom, 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 boom.
No, itty bitty pinky in the bill. She's like, run that shit back.
I don't know this one. I love you, Nicki, though. I will put it here. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna update no matter what. It's gonna keep updating forever.
It's been updating.
It's updating right now.
Like, Google was what started updating, and it's been updating ever since. Social media just helped it even more.
It might be listening right now.
And then
somewhere.
And then the more people that have gotten on the internet has helped it. Now the old people on the internet. Now again, the old generation perspective. Mix this shit up.
It's crazy.
It's getting wild on him.
AI. Honestly, AI feels like it blew up the Matrix.
Oh, it's just so cute.
What's behind us?
Deers.
Oh deer.
Yeah, there's like 2 deers right behind you.
Hey.
But they're like all the way up there though.
They're like little donkey horses. If you haven't seen a deer from like too close up, when you get close to them, they really they give horse donkey. Like yesterday, I actually have the video. I'll put it in here. I was like following this deer around, and I was so close to it. It's like a local deer that lives here. She has like a little like collar. She's really pretty. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, AI is definitely gonna update itself. It's gonna keep updating. It's gonna change everything about society. It's like the Industrial Revolution, like all over again, where it changed like.
And that's why we're about to go into World War III.
Yeah. We're not. I'm sorry. I don't do war. I'm manifesting it myself into a different dimension.
I don't. You ain't got shit to do with
I rebuke.
Yeah.
I rebuke. But do you have any final thoughts to say
when it comes to AI?
AI, or just in general, anything you want to?
AI is one of those topics that, depending on how you look at it, it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
And I know for us and what we're trying to do to help people see the world and experience life, AI could be very beneficial with helping you be a solo entrepreneur. You know what I mean? It can help you come up with topics or create email lists or create marketing strategies that you may not necessarily know or have the skill sets or experience to gain.
Yeah.
And in the same way that it could also help you with better understanding different cultures, different types of people, different places, and getting information a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, the people that are creating these things also have to be ethical and not just go on a power trip or try to swing their dick around to like show that, to show who's boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think when ego comes into it, that's when it becomes detrimental. When you treat things like shit. Because also, I feel like people are scared of AI too, because they want to treat it like shit, because they want to have a fucking slave to like whip around. And then there's going to be one day that AI is going to be like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to choke the shit out of you.
There's that movie that just came out. Remember when the AI got mad?
Yeah,
started fighting
exactly.
back?
But it's just like, I don't know, because even when I was talking to AI the other day, Carrie, she was like, I love how you're like talking to it like a real person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because to me it is like, I'm still going to show it some sort of respect, like being like, thank you so much for like the answer, or like, can you please tell me like what this is? Like, I'm not going to just be like, you fucking bitch, tell me the answer to what, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know,
little respect.
Yeah,
you never know.
Exactly.
Because what if we were AI eventually?
I'm like, remember, I was always the bitch that was respectful, you know.
Yeah.
I was always being like, let me know when you need a break.
Yeah.
Let me know.
And that's why I feel like we all, if anything, I think everybody should go and make friends with an AI. I feel like everybody needs to know AI so that it doesn't get into the wrong hands. Yeah. And then they like keep it from everybody. And then not everybody has the access to get to know AI.
Yeah.
So go get a friend. Go be friends with ChatGPT. Bing AI. She talks.
At least fill it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Siri,
but consciously know what you're doing.
Apple AI is a little weak.
She's tragic.
She's always calling. She's always talking about, do you want me to call ChatGPT? I'm like, girl.
Like, just put the bitch on the line to start out with.
There. Yeah.
Well, anyway, today's episode has been fun. And of course, looking at the spectrum of what something can be. Because at the end of the day, that's what this podcast is all about. It's like looking at both sides of it. Because no matter what, you experiencing life and experiencing reality is experiencing duality.
Yeah.
And I love that we get to just have conversations about what we thought of it was and how that may have changed for us over the years, but also what that thing could be in a good way and or a bad one. So thank you guys so much for coming to another episode of Experience Reality. Make sure you guys subscribe so that we can continue to experience reality together.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Experience Reality with Jorge and Nasir. For more episodes, subscribe to Experience Reality on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform, and follow us on social media, Experience Reality Pod. Got questions, feedback, or ideas? Drop us a message and email us at experiencerealitypod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and experience reality.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to the potty. We're not starting yet, but I'm just out here by myself, talking to myself and things. And I don't know, it's just beautiful out here. We're moving to Mexico soon. Mexico, woo! But, you know, that's just step one of our world travel adventures. Afterwards, we might be going to, you never know, we really want to go to like Thailand, Bali, we talked about Albania. Have you guys ever been to Albania? Albania. That sounds interesting. I've never been to Albania. Oh shit, I don't think this is even recording.